You're trying to eat better. You're trying to make smarter choices. You walk into a supermarket telling yourself that this week you'll cook at home, you'll buy fresh vegetables, you'll take care of your health. The lights are bright, the shelves are full, the fruit is stacked in perfect pyramids. It looks clean. It looks safe. It looks controlled. But behind that polished presentation, a very different story has been unfolding across some of the UK's biggest grocery chains. Fines, infestations, mould, expired meat, metal fragments in vegetables, and inspection reports that read more like horror scripts than routine paperwork. What I'm about to break down for you isn't exaggeration. It's drawn from real enforcement actions, real recalls, and real customer complaints that have shaken trust in the very places we rely on every single week. Let's start with Asda. In 2025, Asda made national headlines after being hit with a massive £640,000 fine. The reason was not a minor labelling error or a technical oversight. Inspectors found 115 expired food items on sale in 2 Cardiff superstores. 115 separate products that should have been removed from shelves were still there, available for customers to buy. Some items, including meat and ready-to-eat products, were being sold up to 12 days past their use-by dates. That is not a small mistake. In the UK, use-by dates are about safety, not quality. Once that date passes, the food can pose a real health risk. Selling it is illegal. The scale of the failure suggested a systemic breakdown in stock rotation and supervision. The judge overseeing the case described it as serious and unacceptable. And think about what that means practically. For those products to sit there that long, multiple checks would have had to fail. Staff either missed them or ignored them. Managers either didn't review procedures or didn't enforce them properly. And customers had no idea. You pick up a pack of meat trusting that the store has done its job. You assume the date is valid. You don't expect to be the last line of defense between your family and spoiled food. Asda's problems didn't stop there. Around the same period, the chain had to recall frozen chopped spinach nationwide because it might contain metal fragments. The recall was issued in coordination with the Food Standards Agency, which advised customers not to eat the product and to return it immediately. This wasn't about a taste issue. This was about physical danger. Metal pieces in food can cause broken teeth, cuts inside the mouth, or worse if swallowed. It raised serious questions about quality control in the supply chain. How do metallic fragments make it into a bag of frozen spinach? How do they pass through processing and packaging without detection? Even if no one was harmed, the fact that it reached shelves at all was deeply concerning. Beyond official fines and recalls, customer complaints about Asda's fresh produce have grown louder. Shoppers have described buying vegetables that looked fine in store but turned rotten within a day. Some have reported onions that appeared normal on the outside but were black and soft inside. Others complained about salad bags spoiling almost immediately after purchase. When Asda removed many best before labels from certain produce in an attempt to cut food waste, critics argued it made it harder for customers to judge freshness. The result, according to frustrated shoppers, has been more food ending up in home bins instead of on dinner plates. Now let's move to Morrisons. Known for its in-store butchers and traditional image, Morrisons faced a major blow in late 2024 when a busy branch in Chingford, East London, was shut down due to a rat infestation. Council inspectors found evidence of active rats and mice within the premises. There were droppings, signs of gnawing, and unsanitary conditions that prompted immediate action. An emergency prohibition notice forced the store to close until it could demonstrate that the infestation had been fully eradicated and the building properly sanitized. Rodent infestations are not just unpleasant, they are serious public health concerns. Rats can carry bacteria, and contaminate surfaces with urine and droppings. They can chew through packaging and compromise food safety. Inspectors also reported leaking water and flooding inside the store, conditions that can attract pests and make sanitation even more difficult. The closure made headlines, but it also triggered wider scrutiny. Reports emerged that over 30 Morrisons stores had failed food hygiene inspections within a similar timeframe. Some branches received the lowest possible rating of 0. Others were marked as requiring major improvements. Former employees added to the alarm by sharing accounts online about understaffing and rushed cleaning routines. Some described produce areas that were not thoroughly cleaned at the end of shifts. One claimed they would never eat from their own store's salad bar. These insider accounts, combined with official inspection results, painted a troubling picture of stretched resources and inconsistent hygiene standards. Tesco, the UK's largest supermarket chain, has also faced mounting criticism. Throughout 2024 and into 2025, customers complained about the quality of fruit and vegetables, particularly in online deliveries. Photos circulated showing mouldy garlic bulbs, strawberries covered in fuzz, and peppers that were soft and leaking upon arrival. While isolated issues can happen anywhere, the volume of complaints suggested deeper problems with stock rotation and temperature control. Whistleblowers claiming to work in Tesco stores alleged that refrigerated deliveries were sometimes left out for hours before being stocked, far exceeding recommended time limits. Perishable goods are highly sensitive to temperature. Even short periods outside refrigeration can shorten shelf life dramatically. If produce is compromised before it even reaches the shelf, customers may only notice days later when it spoils prematurely at home. Tesco also had to recall 300-gram packs of red cabbage after an incorrect date extended the apparent shelf life by more than 2 weeks. The Food Standards Agency warned that consuming the product past its true use-by date could pose a health risk. Mislabeling might sound administrative, but when it affects perishable food, it becomes a safety issue. Sainsbury's, often seen as more premium, faced its own viral controversy in mid-2025 when a store in Maidstone was found with black mould growing on shelving in the produce section. Customers posted photos online showing grime-covered shelves and visibly rotting vegetables. Inspectors later downgraded the store's hygiene rating from 5 stars to 2. Shoppers described avocados collapsing under light pressure and bananas splitting open on display. In another case, a Sainsbury's local branch in London was criticised for displaying an outdated 5-star hygiene sticker after failing a more recent inspection that found dirt and mice droppings. Aldi, known for low prices, was fined £64,000 in late 2024 after a mouse infestation was discovered at an East London store. Inspectors found droppings across food packaging and shelving, leading to immediate closure. Although Aldi described the issue as isolated, many customers have separately complained that fresh produce from the chain spoils unusually quickly. Social media is filled with examples of berries moulding within days and cucumbers turning slimy before their printed dates. When you step back and look at all of this together, a pattern emerges: expired food on shelves, pest infestations, mould growth, incorrect labelling, rapid spoilage. These are not tiny slip-ups. They are serious lapses in food safety and quality control. Supermarkets operate under intense pressure, with tight margins and massive supply chains. But none of that changes the basic expectation that food should be safe to eat. So what can shoppers do? Pay attention to food hygiene ratings displayed at store entrances. Inspect produce carefully before placing it in your trolley. Check use-by dates, not just best before dates. If something looks or smells wrong, report it, and consider diversifying where you shop. Some consumers prefer chains like Waitrose or Marks and Spencer because of their stronger reputation for quality control. Others turn to local greengrocers or farmers markets, where produce turnover may be faster and sourcing more transparent. At the end of the day, grocery shopping should not feel like a risk assessment exercise. You should not have to worry about rodents in the aisles or metal fragments in your spinach. Yet recent cases show that even the biggest names are capable of serious failures. The next time you walk into a supermarket, remember that those bright lights and neat displays don't guarantee perfection. Stay alert, stay informed, and never assume that someone else has already checked everything for you.